So now we're kind of switching gears and thinking about scapular winging and shoulder internal rotation in the same form or fashion. And we're going to be testing for both of them at this point in the video. So the first real test or assessment we can do is just standing posture. So what you're going to do is grab your phone, set it up against a book or have someone film you, walk away from the camera and, just move your shoulder blades around and see what happens. If you're just standing there and you're seeing that there's scapular winging occurring, well, we can probably say with most certainty that you're lacking shoulder internal rotation. But let's say you're standing there and there's no scapular winging, but it does occur when you start to move your shoulders around, then you may be lacking some sort of shoulder internal rotation, but we need to really pinpoint when it happened. So that brings up our second test that we'll utilize, which is the Apley's scratch test. Now you'll probably see this test done by both reaching above and below with the arms, like to scratch your back essentially. But in this case, we're only really worried about the internal rotation component of the test. So what you're gonna do is, again, have someone film you or set your phone up, take a video, and walk away from it. Facing away from the camera, you're going to reach up and try to scratch the opposite shoulder blade. So if I use my right hand, I'm going to reach up and try to scratch my left shoulder blade. Now, I'm going to stop this test if one, I feel any sort of pain or discomfort in the front of the shoulder. If that happens, hey, you're probably lacking some shoulder internal rotation, and you may want to go get checked out by a local PT just to make sure there's no ligament or tissue damage that has occurred. I'm not saying that to freak you out. 9 times out of 10, there's probably nothing going on and you're just getting some weird impingement type symptoms that these exercises hopefully will help with. But again, I always have to say, make sure you ask your PT or doctor if these exercises are okay. I am just some guy on the internet making videos about shoulder blades. Another time we'll stop this test is when you start to reach up to the opposite shoulder blade and you notice that that inferior angle or medial border of the shoulder blade of the arm that's moving starts to pop off or wing. You stop the test there, you take note of it, you take a screenshot, whatever you gotta do, and then now we have an objective measure as to how much internal rotation you truly have available before you start to compensate or potentially feel some discomfort. Now, if there's anything you get from this video, it's that with whatever intervention you do, I don't care if it's eyes, Ys, Ts, pec stretches, whatever you do, just make sure you have a way to test and retest if an exercise helps. So use these tests to really tell you if any intervention you're utilizing is worth your time. Because if you don't have an improvement in your scapular winging or shoulder internal rotation, what are we doing?